Then there was this. This was sent to me by Mike Jansen, who also the Indianapolis Colts announcer in the stadium. And so he sent me this, and I thought it was interesting. You know, every once in a while these people show things, and it's kind of interesting to watch. So I think you'll be interested.
XRP is literally about to explode right now. Like, it's doing something it hasn't done since 2017. We're talking 5 years ago. Let's dive into the chart and see why you should buy XRP right now. And this is my...
Now, that's not me saying buy XRP right now. This is just something I saw that I thought was interesting. I'm just letting you see what he says.
Some software that I use for buying and selling. The vertical green lines is to buy and the vertical red lines is to sell. Easy as that. The last time we flashed a buy signal, or the first time as well too, was February 2017, right before we shot up 80 times our money in 80 days. And then you can see the vertical red lines, which tell you to sell, nail the exact top.
80 times in 80 days. That sounds interesting. That's like thumbnail worthy. Watch this.
But the biggest thing that's happening right now is we're flashing another vertical green line, and we haven't done that since 2017. That was 5 years ago. So if this follows like the past did, we could be on the precipice of going up 80 times your money in XRP in 80 days.
I like the enthusiasm. I hope he's right.
The financial elite's 33-year-old plan is upon us. This is what they don't want you to see. At the top of the money pyramid, you have the central bank of central banks, the Bank for International Settlements, the IMF, the World Bank. If you own the money supply, you own everything else. Then you see here, January 1988, The Economist, get ready for a world currency with a phoenix standing on top of a pile of the world's cash currencies. And who owns The Economist? The Agnellis, the Rothschilds. They closed in on The Economist, and it's said that the Rothschilds own majority of the central banks with a net worth of $500 billion. In the article, Get Ready for the Phoenix, 30 years from now, Americans, Japanese, Europeans, and people in many other rich countries, and some relatively poor ones, will probably be paying for their shopping with the same currency. Prices will be quoted not in dollars, yen, or D-marks, but in, let's say, the Phoenix. The Phoenix will be favored by companies and shoppers because it'll be more convenient than today's national currencies. So as the next century approaches, the natural forces that are pushing the world towards economic integration will offer governments a broad choice. They can go with the flow, or they can build barricades. Preparing the way for the Phoenix will mean fewer pretended agreements on policy and more real ones. It will mean allowing and then actively promoting the private sector use of international monies alongside existing national monies. That will let people vote with their wallets for the eventual move to the Phoenix. The Phoenix symbolic meaning. The Phoenix represents immortality, resurrection, and life after death, which basically means life, death, rebirth. Kind of like the symbol, the triskelion. And the triskelion means the same thing. It symbolizes the inner and outer worlds and the themes of birth, death, and rebirth, and it's the oldest symbol of spirituality. We can see here Ripple, the cryptocurrency company, partnering with the highest levels of the pyramid, the central banks of the central banks. Their logo represents a triskelion, which we know symbolizes a rebirth. Just like the 1988 World Currency Economist magazine article had the Phoenix, which symbolizes rebirth. Get ready for the Phoenix. Then you can see here who was the head of the IMF, Christine Lagarde, which is now the head of the European Central Bank, wearing the triskelion, which symbolizes birth, death, rebirth. Here's a Google pen. It's from 1988 by who other than David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, for a multi-level distributed computer system for distributed processing. Sounds kind of like the world currency, just like The Economist magazine cover back in 1988 when it was released, which said and symbolized birth, death, rebirth of the Phoenix. Get ready for the Phoenix. The digital fiat currency, central bank digital currencies, the true alternative to physical currency. The single largest opportunity for central banks and fintech is to digitize cash. $75 trillion worth of cash transactions globally, strictly confidential, do not distribute. Digital fiat currency has all the beneficial characteristics of physical currency, but digital fiat currency is not Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency. It's not Ripple XRP, which is a supranational currency. What's a supranational currency mean? A world currency. Supranational currency or global currency is a currency that would be transacted internationally with no set borders. What is digital fiat currency not? A supranational currency, which is Ripple XRP, which is a world currency. What is the logo of Ripple XRP? The triskelion. What does it symbolize? Rebirth. What is a phoenix? Get ready for a world currency. It symbolizes life, death, rebirth. The phoenix is XRP, and the signs are there. There's no such thing as coincidences. Get ready for the Phoenix.
Because they saw it as rather than having a smaller number with a very high price, they saw it as something they wanted to be effectively a global reserve currency.